Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet Lakers, brought to you by your Toyota dealers. We make it easy. Chris McGee, Robert Horry, Big Game James Worthy. We got Allie and Trudell down at the arena. The Lakers in a thriller here in Game 2 get the victory. They take a 2-0 advantage in the series. Big news coming in tonight was Kevin Durant would be available and play. But tonight, guys, once again, balance, Laker offense. Great performances from LeBron, Marcus Smart, and Luke Kennard as they combine for 76 points each guy, 23 points or more. But the biggest key to victory, the Laker defense, once again, 16 stocks total, 11 steals, 5 blocks. And when you look at these first 2 games, in the history of the Lakers, lowest field goal percentage for an opponent, second best all time through 2 games, just 39% for the Rockets. That defense deserves a lot of credit.
Yeah, you said balance, and that's exactly what you got tonight, Geeter, from the entire team on both ends of the court. We had 3 guys getting it done offensively, Geeter, but it was the defense. And it all started with this one play when Marcus Smart was putting pressure on Durant, and he stole that ball at half court or something, and they got the steal. That's when it started. Marcus Smart has injected some toughness, some physicality into this team, and it has spread throughout. They did a really good job of taking away Durant in the fourth quarter. I only think he had a few shots in the fourth, 4 or 5 shots. They didn't give up easy buckets, offensive rebounds. The defense, Geeter, is what has gotten them this far, and they just continue to get better and better on that end.
I think you talk about the offensive rebounds that the Rockets get. So the Lakers say, you know what, we got to do the same thing. And most of the times when teams crash the board like that, they usually not typical teams that box out on the other end. And so the Rockets were able to get the rebounds, but the Lakers counteracted that by getting their own offensive rebounds. I thought the way they moved the basketball, especially in the second half, was key, because in the first half, when they got to that 15-point lead, then they got a little too happy, and they started not taking care of the basketball. But then, sometimes that's why you have halftime. You go in and you refocus and you settle down, and they came out and played very well. The defense picked it up. When KD, they needed to stop, they stopped KD. And then they kept Amen Thompson from getting to the rack. And what's more important also is Sengun is an all-star, just like KD. They've been keeping him under wraps. He hadn't exploded yet, so hopefully they can keep him frustrated.
Marcus Smart, an epic performance. Here he is with Mike Trudell.
All right, Marcus, an incredible effort for you guys on both ends. I want to start in the fourth quarter, though. There was a series where you made 3 straight plays, right? The 3, then getting fouled, and then the big steal. Can you just take me through that sequence at the time your team needed it the most?
Just being locked in, just being that defensive anchor, that vocal leader that this team needs, and where I've been all year, right? And just using my IQ and instincts to see plays.
5 steals for you overall on the evening. I know that's been a trademark of your career, but can you kind of just take me through how you're able to get involved into the offense in the way that you do?
Just really being, very selective with when I want to go, use my hands, trying to, pick my spots without fouling. And, my teammates allow me to gamble a little bit. They trust me, my instincts and everything like that. So just using what I've been doing my whole career.
All right, so we go back to the first quarter. You hit a bunch of threes, and it really kind of got the team going there. You end up with 25 points, 1 short of your season high. Did you just feel that the team needed that boost on offense, considering Luka and Austin remain out?
Yeah, exactly. It takes a collective effort. We've been saying that ever since those guys went down. They'll be a big key part to our team and what we do offensively. They're down, and now everybody else got to step up and help out.
What did you see from LeBron tonight?
Greatness, man. I mean, his IQ of the game. He picks his spots very well, and he stays very poised. There's times where, you see things start to get out of control, and he's still calm. And, that's what happens when, you've been in this league for 23 years doing what he does and been making plays the way he's playing and being great as he is. So we appreciate him.
Last one for you. Not sure many people would have had you guys up 2-0, just considering the guys that are out. How were you able to do that overall, and what does that mean as you now go to Houston?
Continue to elevate each other. We understand that we're down, like I said, but we got other players on this bench and other guys that can play, and now it's just opportunity. So we're looking forward to get to Houston. We're playing against a really good team. KD's back. We know what he brings. We know what this team brings, and we know going back in their home court is going to be a challenge, and we're ready.
Thank you much.
Thank you.
Marcus Smart, what a game. And this Laker defense, remember, up until the All-Star break, they were 23rd in the league in defensive efficiency. Moved all the way up to 13th post-All-Star break. Lowest opponent field goal percentage in the first two games. 2026 first round, there it is. Tied for second best with the 1995 Lakers in the Seattle series. 39%. And by the way, Rob, you guys played pretty good D in the first round of your three-peat there against Portland when you absolutely smashed them and swept them in 3. And you guys both brought this up. Kevin Durant came out absolutely on fire. He was 4 for 5 with 11 points in the first quarter. He got to the free throw line. He had 20 at half. He ended up with just 23 points, one field goal. One field goal there in the fourth, just 1 for 4, James.
Defensively, they figured out a way to take away his sweet spots after he got going. I noticed that there was always kind of like not a trap, but someone stunting, helping. They wouldn't let him go to his right hand to get that shot that he wants. I just thought, they kept mixing it up. Sometimes they had, Rui on it. Sometimes they have Marcus Smart was playing. They just did a good. See right there, he came over right when he was getting ready to get into his threat area. That time, Kennard was on him. So they did a good job of poking at him, stunning at him, not letting him be comfortable with where he was trying to get to with the ball.
And, Rob, it's mixing up the coverages, right? Second half, more blitzes, more double teams on KD. We saw that during the season as well. And you force them into making some bad decisions, and also a cold shooting night from 3 again for the Rockets, just 24%, 7 of 29.
The defense was so great in the second half. And, of course, you can't play that in the first half, too, because you can go in and make halftime adjustments. And what they do is they go with a two-man trap, and they immediately jump into a triangle. You get a guy on the free throw line, you have 2 guys on the box. But the best part about that is the communication they have. They get out there, they're running these guys off the three-point line. They're actually contesting the shots and hoping that they make the extra pass. That way their defense can recover. Sometimes you want teams to make the extra pass to be the offense so the ball will outrun the defense. But in this case, the way the Lakers are swarming defense, that extra pass actually plays into their hands because they're out there to cover it and contest it. But the only thing about that is it puts you in trouble for rebounding. And that's the one thing we do show. But I'd rather you be in trouble rebounding than let these guys get hot from 3.
And let's give the Lakers credit in that area. We said they had to be much better. They were tied with the Rockets in rebounding after the third quarter. Now, the Rockets won the rebounding war by 5. They also, if you look at this box score, 17 offensive rebounds for 21 second chance points. 7 of those offensive rebounds came in the first quarter. So in the second and third quarter, it went down to 3, went down to 2, and then they had 5 in that decisive fourth quarter. So the Lakers did a much better job on that end of the court. All right, I want to show you guys this because offensively there was some brilliance for these Lakers. We talked about it without Luke and AR. It's going to be collective. LeBron is going to do his thing. In game 1, you have all 5 starters in double figures. You had the big game from Luke Kennard. Well, Luke Kennard backed it up again. 23 points, 3 of 6 from 3. He also had the 3 rebounds. Marcus Smart, 25 points, 5 of 7 from 3. Clutch at the free throw line, 7 assists. And what's not on that board, 5 steals. And then LeBron, 28 points, 8